is NBR.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Susie Garrow. The clock is ticking to Election Day, just hours away before Americans go to the polls. A look tonight at what Wall Street wants most from the presidential election. An answer.
I'm Tom Hudson. Good evening. With the election expected to be close, there may not be a clear mandate from voters as politicians quickly face their next big challenge, the fiscal cliff.
And a double whammy for people in New York and New Jersey. Another storm takes aim at the region as Sandy's recovery slogs on and the hunt for fuel heats up.
That and more tonight right here on NBR.
The U.S. presidential election is just one day away, and that was the hot topic here on Wall Street today. But investors were still cautious about making major moves ahead of the election. So stocks posted just modest gains and trading volume was light. The Dow rose 19 points, the Nasdaq added 17, the S&P up 3 points. But where stocks go from here may depend on who wins the White House tomorrow night. Suzanne Pratt reports.
Wall Street is hardly back to normal, with reminders of Hurricane Sandy still obvious everywhere. But at least the presidential election could provide a distraction for those coping with the storm's aftermath. The question is, will the stock market continue to distract in the days following tomorrow's big contest? That may depend on its outcome. Like many on Wall Street, trader Jonathan Corpina predicts a Mitt Romney win will be a big win for stock prices.
I think when you've seen new regimes, new presidents come into play in sort of a turmoil time, that change is always viewed as good, and the market takes that as good news.
On the other hand, Corpina doesn't think the re-election of President Obama will trigger a sell-off. More likely, he would expect to see status quo for stocks.
I think people have bought into the fact that the market's going to take a long time to recover, our economy is going to take a long time to recover, and the market has seemed to stay on the track, so to speak.
Of course, there is also the possibility, however remote, that it might take days before we know who will occupy the Oval Office. That's a scary flashback to the hanging Chad debacle of the 2000 election.
I think the odds are against it. I shudder to think, but you remember how bad it was back in 2000. It was crazy. It drove people crazy. It drove the market crazy. We just don't want to see that. I don't think that'll happen. I think one of these guys wins handily.
And then there are those who believe that stocks will rally no matter who wins tomorrow night. That's because finally, at least some degree of uncertainty will be removed from the stock market. Suzanne Pratt, NBR News.